It's a G life, swerving in a G ride. Who bang, homie, clutching on the 4-5. Don't ever slip, cause you do, boy, that lead flies. Cause at the bottom we stay hunting in that moonlight. You hear the click, you hear the bang when we pass by. This ain't a game fool, the riders really earn stripe. That's on the gang fool, forever on that main line. And it's a thin line, so homie better act right. We keep it active, really active up on this side. You hear the whistle as they're throwing up their gas signs. The crime rate in the hood always stays high. Banging for the vital, trucha for the one time. We stay posted, drinking till the sunrise. We stay posted, drinking till the sunrise. It's that G life, swerving in the G ride. Who bang, homie, clutching on that 4-5. Don't ever slip, cause you do, boy, that lead flies. Cause at the bottom
G-File.
All right, now right here we got the city of Paramount. Now, Paramount is the city right next to Long Beach, so it's in between Long Beach and Downey is where you can find the city of Paramount. And Paramount has several neighborhoods, but I'm gonna be starting right here with I'm gonna have to say probably the largest neighborhood and one of the oldest. Is the Vario Dog Patch. Now, Dog Patch has been around right here since the 1948, so roughly around that time period is when this neighborhood was established, so we're already talking about a long time. And you could also find Dog Patch in several locations. They're located in Downey, they're located in the IE, they're located in different places, so they're just not only local to right here, but this is their birthplace in the city of Paramount. Probably I would have to say the most dominant one when it comes to numbers, and just like when you think about Paramount, this is one of the neighborhoods, if not the neighborhood, that pops into everyone's heads. Just how well established it is. Heavily rooted. They have their riders. They put it down, homie. These guys are definitely with the business, homie. Give law enforcement a hard time right here, and you can find their neighborhood right there on Century and Downey. So on the dead ends is where you can find them. You know what I mean? And like I said, they have different locations like in Downey and everything like that. But we'll cover them once we get to that area. But as of now, so they're over here by Century and Downey. So through those back ends is on Myrtle and all of that is where you can find this neighborhood. Um, pretty large chunk of territory. You know what I mean? Surrounded, by other neighborhoods, that they tend to clash with. Paramount, it's on and cracking, homie. You know what I mean? But Dogpatch has the numbers to combat them because I was told that this neighborhood is roughly about 500 members or more. This is the neighborhood also where the rapper Little Squirrel, the neighborhood which he's from, really good rapper. I recommend his music. You guys go scope him out. Homie definitely has a lot of talent potential, but yeah, that's what's up with the Vital Dog Patch right here, holding it down and representing theirs and still putting theirs on the map. Now, another neighborhood that you have over here, roughly one of the more smaller ones, you have the Nutty Side Paramount. Now, Nutty Side Paramount is a neighborhood that has been here since the 80s. Roughly, smaller, because it doesn't have that long that it's been established. You can find their neighborhood right there on Monroe and Garfield. So through those back ends is where you can find the Nutty Side Paramount in the district which is known as Hollydale. Hence why you could even find them posted at the Hollydale Park. Is also the location in which they hang out. But this area, is their domain. Through those back ends is where they call home. Like I said, they may be one of the roughly the more smaller ones out of all the Paramount sets. But nonetheless, these guys are with the business, homie. They have their riders, and they definitely put theirs on the map. These guys ain't no chumps, ain't no suckers. You know what I mean? And Hollydale is right here, is where they be, representing and putting that on the map. Hence why they even have that's their clica. You know what I mean? Let everyone know where they control and dominate. But that's what's up with the Vario Nutty Side. I'm putting theirs on the map. Rest in peace to Panda, and shout out to all the homies from Nutty Side Paramount that be representing right there. Now, here's another neighborhood that's well known over here that you hear about is the Vario Sand Streets. Now, Vario Sand Street is located right here in Paramount. Now, there's no actual Sand Street. The reason why this neighborhood is called Sands is because all the streets that are right there start with San. Example, I'll go down the list. You have San Luis, San Carlos, San Antonio, San Miguel, San Rafael, San Vicente, San Mateo, San Jose. So you guys get the hint that all the streets start with the sand in front of it. You know what I mean? That's the reason why their neighborhood is known as Sand Street, as in implicating all the sands, as they're part of their territory. But their main spot is on Orange and San Vicente, is where you find their home base, their domain. Their that be the danger zone. You know what I mean? That's where they get it on and crack in the heart of their hood. And this neighborhood is, hasn't been around for that long. Roughly around the late '80s, early '90s when this neighborhood was established. But it grew in numbers pretty fast. You know what I mean? And they be holding it down right there, going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods. Because you do have several neighborhoods around them, including the Compton Barrio Segundos. But Vital Century still be holding it down right there, representing for theirs. They have their riders and their representatives, and still be putting theirs on the map. These guys ain't no suckers. You know what I mean? Just because they may not be as old as some of these other sets around here, doesn't mean these guys are some chumps. You know what I mean? They'll put it down and they'll lay you down, and that's what's up with the Vital Century representing theirs right there. Another neighborhood that you have right here is the Varo Eastside Paramount. Now, Eastside Paramount is a neighborhood that has already been right here since the 70s. I was told that this neighborhood was established 70s, 80s, por ahí. It's when this neighborhood was established. Now, Eastside Paramount is a neighborhood that's located right here where the Progress Park is at. Progress Park right there. That's their main domain, their home dojo, where they get it on and cracking. You know what I mean? That's where it be popping. You know what I mean? Staying really close to the Paramount Barrio 13. Hence why there's heavily conflict between both neighborhoods because they tend to overlap each other. And where they clash at the park. For turf. Is why these neighborhoods be clashing. Like I said, this area, homie, it gets on and cracking, homie. Like I know people don't hear about Paramount all that much, but this city is known, homie, and this is one neighborhood that's known to get it on and popping and cracking. As a matter of fact, this is the neighborhood in which the rapper Swifty Blue. This is the neighborhood in which he's coming from. He's from the East Side, Paramount, and they be right there representing, holding down theirs. They stay roughly close to also like the Oak Cribs. You know what I mean? Also the 706 Hustlers. But it seems like they have a pretty good relationship with them. Seems like there's no drama between them. You know what I mean? Seems like they get along with each other. Pretty good. Um, you know, but yeah, that's what's up with the East Side Paramount neighborhood right here. Definitely representing theirs and putting theirs on the map and holding it down for their side. Another neighborhood that you have right here, and roughly one of the more smaller ones, you have the Paramount Locos. Now, Paramount Locos is a neighborhood that was started in the early '90s. You know what I mean? Roughly small. You know what I mean? I was told that there were roughly like about 40 members. So it was always roughly one of these more smaller cliques. Sometimes you see it up as Southside Paramount Locotes or Southside Paramount Locals or just Paramount Locals, PL. Um, and even though they may not be as large as some of these other neighborhoods, I mean, they still hold it down and they still be representing. You don't see them up as much as these other neighborhoods, but from time to time, you'll catch a hit up or you'll bump into one of these guys. But that's what they be right there, the PL neighborhood. They be right there on McClare Avenue and Arthur by Pearl Street. That's their neighborhood, their domain. You know what I mean? Where they be representing and holding theirs down. Here's another neighborhood that's well known to this area. You have the BNP neighborhood. It's known as the Brown Nation Paramount. Um, that's how they write it. Now, Brown Nation is a neighborhood that has already been right here for a cool minute. You know what I mean? Since the 80s. Um, is when this neighborhood was established, and this neighborhood is also another neighborhood that you can find in different locations. You could find them in Downey as well. You can find some other activities in Long Beach as well. You know what I mean? The Brown Nation neighborhood. It's an average size neighborhood. Not large, not small. Just average size. They're located on Rose Street. That's the heart of their hood. You know what I mean? But you could also find them on Lime, on 72nd Street. So they have different locations in different spots. You know what I mean? Like I said, how they're located in different locations, but they're all one united neighborhood. Um, you know what I mean? So they have just multiple spots because Downey and Paramount are right next to each other as well. So hence why the neighborhood is more larger as a whole, than each individual location, because it's not that much of a far drive, so to back up each other. And the Brown Nation definitely with the business, homie. They got their riders, definitely been holding it down right there, representing Paramount. Proud to be from Paramount and holding it down. You know what I mean? These guys ain't no chumps, and still be maintaining right there and still have it on lockdown. The next neighborhood that you have right here, that's the largest, next to Dog Patch, you have the Paramount Vario 13. Paramount Vario 13 is probably the next largest one next to Dog Patch, and the next oldest, because they've been around since the late 50s, early 60s when I was told this neighborhood was established. So it already has a long time as well being right here. And like I said, they're a large neighborhood as a whole in itself as well. You know what I mean? With a lot of members, a lot of clicas. This neighborhood is with the business. One of the neighborhoods also that when you think about Paramount, is the one that comes to mind. They have the largest chunk of territory. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys' territory is massive. It extends from Rosecrans to Paramount all the way to Alondra. So that's a big chunk of territory. I mean, when you're looking at it, you know what I mean? Hence why they have so many cliques and why they have so many members. There was also a neighborhood called Paramount Criminals that was a tagging crew that became a neighborhood that was on its way to becoming a neighborhood, but they ended up getting into the Paramount Vario 13 and just becoming a clica off of them. So Paramount Criminals is not its own neighborhood. It's a part of this neighborhood. It's a clica off of this barrio. You know what I mean? Hence why the neighborhood is so large and, why it's still active and around. They just keep multiplying, even though, the city has tried to combat this neighborhood and throw everything, even the kitchen sink at it. It seems they haven't been able to slow down their activities. They're still stronger than ever and still be representing right here for their barrio and putting theirs on the map. You know what I mean? Because the Paramount Vario 13 ain't no joke, homie. These guys are definitely with the business. You hear about them, they get it on and popping, homie. You know what I mean? So these guys ain't no suckers. You come over here tripping, they gonna lay it down. But that's what's up with the PV 13 neighborhood right there, representing for theirs. Another neighborhood that you have right here, but I can confirm it's a 1-3, but that's what they say, that's what they put. You have the Paramount Tiny Surenos, which used to be a tagging crew, TSK. It was the name of the tagging crew. But then they write 1-3, they say they're 1-3, but I can't confirm that, but that's what they say, that's what they put. So now it stands for PTS or just TS or TXS is how you see it up, but it stands for Paramount Tiny Sureños. They be right there representing for Paramount and putting their click on the map.